beautiful human being, are you looking for a snack to take to the Kruger or on your next camping trip or anywhere? These are the perfect travel biscuits. They are the unhealthiest, healthiest chocolate biscuits you'll ever eat. They are crunchy, they are sweet, they are decadent, and I love them. So these are the ingredients that you're gonna need. So we are gonna start with our wet ingredients. Coconut oil is amazing. There's a bit of a trick to coconut oil. This is its warm format, which is basically liquid. If it cools, it will solidify. So you need about a half a cup of coconut oil. The best is to have it slightly solid. Add this, your wet ingredients, and then we'll move on to the flour because you want it to incorporate and create a thick texture. I want these biscuits to be extra creamy and yummy. I'm gonna add just a little bit of butter, just a little bit, just to give it that that oily yumminess. A little bit of vanilla essence and then a little bit of apple cider vinegar just to give it some sourness, otherwise the sweetness will be overpowering. I'm gonna put some cinnamon. We're gonna put quite a bit of cacao powder. Get a good quality cacao powder because good quality cacao powder tastes more chocolatey. I would recommend the cacao powder that's the most expensive. I'm sorry, cheap cacao powder doesn't do it. Teaspoon of salt. Then the honey. Honey. Sugar is one of the better alternatives to honey because sometimes honey can be quite difficult to find. The problem with sugar is most of your table sugars are extremely refined and they spike your glucose level. If you can get honey, I love honey because it's got a flavor. This is a blue gum honey. My dad got it for me from Zululand, so it gives it a lovely flavor, and it's also got a very caramel flavor honey. So it just gives that biscuit a different level of taste. This is an ingredient that I have recently bought. It's date syrup. Dates are naturally very sweet and have a very tarty, caramelly, toffee taste. So I think this is also going to add a beautiful layer of flavor. So it's got the vanilla flavor, the caramel flavor, and the floury essence. Oh, it's just gonna be gorgeous. These are gonna be yummy biscuits, man. We're gonna mix this all together and we're gonna put the flour in. Look at these colors and this texture. Oh my soul. The honey is gone black and the honey looks like chocolate. Mr. Beast, I challenge you to melt 100,000 chocolate bars into a pool, because maybe you're the craziest person to do this. This is what it looks like. This is amazing. There's little pieces of butter floating around, so it looks like galaxy. It looks like the stars. So that's the buckwheat flour. Buckwheat flour is a great gluten-free alternative because it is very similar texture to normal flour. So if you don't want to use gluten-free flour, please by all means just use a cup and a half of normal flour. So with gluten-free flour, you usually add 1/4 cup more. So I'm gonna add a cup of buckwheat and a half a cup of all-purpose gluten-free flour. So we want it to be almost an ice cream consistency. It must come together where it's smooth and spreadable. So I'll put it in the fridge and let it set for a little bit, let it go a little bit harder, so that when I work with it to make the biscuits, they don't melt in my hands. Now it's gonna be too soft. Now I'm gonna add the 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. I don't need this to cook on the inside. I need this to rise and just expand. So I do not need baking soda, just baking powder. It's almost there. It's still not quite. Let me taste it. It's still sweet enough. When you add more flour, be careful it doesn't take sweetness away. The more you add, the more sweetness you need to add. Because when you bake the biscuit, it's gonna lose at least 1/4 of its sweetness. So the mixture needs to taste sweet, especially with honey or your healthy sugars. It needs to taste sweet because when you bake it, it's not gonna be that sweet. Now you can see it's coming together like ice cream and it's actually sticking to itself, making a big ball and coming off the dish very easily. When I see it sticking together like this, when I see it becoming one big ball, I know I'm on the right track. I'm just going to get all the goodness off this quick lick. We call it a quick lick. Put this in the deep freeze and let it solidify, and then we'll put it in the oven. I challenge you to go make your own biscuits, go be experimentative, and go find out what type of biscuits you like. Chocolate biscuits are always the best, but they're really easy to make. So don't be shy. You're not gonna be a master chef in the beginning. It's gonna take trial and error, and that's fine. It's still gonna taste yummy. I can't wait to see your biscuits. Please tag me, please comment, and share if you want other recipes done. But please, if you go out there and make your own biscuits, breads, whatever, tag me. I would love to know what you're up to.